Going live. Hey, we're live. And we've got the top of Molly's head in shot as well.
Oh, that's all right.
Hello, people. Happy May. Happy May. Yes, indeed. V-Day, indeed. Yes, so live streaming again. I say live. Whilst this is actually happening, would you describe my state as live at the moment? Or
No.
how would you describe it?
Not alive.
Not alive.
Yes.
Not alive. Okay.
Yes.
More pickle,
Brain dead.
pickle, brain dead. Brain dead. Oh, your brain smells so spicy. I think that was called brain dead. I think that was what that was called. Anyway, bit of an obscure reference there. And I've not learned that I'm looking at the picture of me, not the camera. I should look at the camera. Yeah, I should look at the camera. But then there's just some bearded weirdo in my peripheral vision doing bearded weirdo things. So hello, yes, it is the May live stream, and which I hesitate to call it a ramble. I think Bimble is definitely going to be closer to the mark this evening. So usual format, except there's no subject, so we can't do the usual format. Well, we've got more of a. Oh, this isn't going well. So we'll talk about what we've done recently and hobby stuff and so on. But we've actually got quite a bit of recent hobby stuff to talk about because there was a thing that happened, wasn't there, Crimson?
There was a thing.
There was a thing that happened.
Yes.
And we can talk about the thing that happened because the thing that happened was mega.
It was fabulous.
Yes, okay. So maybe we'll talk about the thing that happened as the main thing to talk about the thing that happened. So things that we've been doing recently that are not the thing that happened, but are hobby related. What have I been hobbying on? Latest batch of Old World bat reps have started to drip out onto the internet. One came out on Monday. A bit of an Old World seepage. And that's getting that's doing well, which is nice. Lots and lots of rules were gotten wrong, and people are being very helpful in the way they point them out with page references and stuff, which is really nice. I'm not being sarcastic; I'm being genuine. It's really nice. It helps me learn. The only slight drawback, though, is that I have filmed more battle reports where I will make the same mistakes again because they're in the past and the things that the people are telling me in the present can only be applied to the future. Not quite four-dimensional yet. Well, it's kind of waste. But that's still, I think, measured in 3 dimensions or something.
You were going to say 3 tape measures then. I'm sorry. Sorry. That's what you were going to say. Sorry.
Wow.
So when you did like the 3 ring thing round your belly, I thought you were like going, leave it, move on. Moving on.
Yeah, so more mistakes will be made there. We've got no, this isn't. Yeah, you might have seen Molly's head here. She's a puppy at heart, isn't she?
Yeah,
but
she's 8.
She's 8, 9,
7. Well, she's be 9 soon.
Yeah.
She's 8. The puppy's on the floor, so to speak.
So, what else hobby-wise? I've painted some peasants. which is fun. I've painted some peasants and some trebuchets. Sorry, the trebuchets and peasants nearly melded there to be trebuchets. So painted some peasants, which is fun. Nice big unison peasants, huge tracts.
You've been a peasant painter.
A peasant painter, yes. And I have painted some Pegasi as well. Are you
only painting things that start with a P this week?
Apparently.
Oh, good.
Painted the Pegasi, and I'm very specific about saying painted Pegasi, not painted Pegasus Knights, because the Knights are still in their birthday suit on the desk, but the Pegasi are painted. They're not technically finished because they haven't got transfers on them yet, but the Knights require some transfers as well. So I'm going to pick the Knights, put the Knights on the Pegasi, do all the transfers at once, then that'll be done. But painted Pegasi, and painting the Pegasi has been practice for painting the Royal Pegasi. Need to more. Need to paint
more Pegasi.
More Pegasi. Need to paint the Royal Pegasi. So I've got the Duke and the Battle Standard Bearer and the Baron. They're next after the Knights. You see, we've had Kevin's member for 53 months. We've been going a while. Hello from Southport, Crimson and Paul. Hello, Kevin. And hi from Mansfield as well. All of it. Yes. Moog! I sounded like a scene from Cheers. Moog!
A new series called Paul Paints Peasants, please.
Paul Paints Peasants, please.
Love it.
Paul Paints Pegasi Peasant. No.
Leave it.
Leaving that. So Moog, Blue Demon Brushworks member for 54 months. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled Pegasi.
He's just testing you now, Moog.
Peter Piper
picked a testing you.
Peter Piper picked a
No.
Peter
it's
Piper
all
picked a
going to
peck
go
of
very
Pegasi.
wrong.
I got it, but no one could hear it. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled Pegasi. Done! Boom! Nailed it. And Big Bad Peter Gaming has gifted Say Hi Paul memberships. Thank you again, Big Bad Peter. You're too kind. Thank you very much.
Who's going to take him up on it? Cream.
Cream. Is that a music reference or dairy produce or is it an acronym? I see it's all capitalized. Maybe it's the Committee for Removal of Emigrating Atomic Magpies. Could that be it? Who knows? So I've painted the Pegasi, but not the Pegasus Knights. And the Pegasus Knights are next on the table. Well, I'll probably have a crack at those probably next week, knowing what I've got on over the next few days. And I've got I have a plan. Well, plan is a bit generous for it. So I am going to do whatever I feel like. I'm going to paint whatever I feel like painting for the next to the end of May, because then that gives me 3 months before the game scheduled for the huge Siege of Excelsis game, 12,000 points game, and I've got to pay 3K for it, and it's nearly all assembled, and that means I've got 1,000 points a month. So I've got 3 months to do 3K. What could possibly go wrong? I mean,
the love hearts are for Mick.
Oh, right. Okay. Good to be clear. So I'm Muse following for the rest of this month, and at the moment I am on Bretonians, but I'm starting to itch for some Warriors of Chaos for Old World as well. I think that's it's a nice chaos. It's a nice army. It's one of my favorite incarnations of chaos because they're kind of evil worshipping barbarians as opposed
Starting to itch. That could be something totally different.
Yeah, but I've got cream for that.
I know. There she is. Or he is.
Well, quite. Boom, boom. There they are. There they are, indeed. I like, from a narrative point of view, that they are effectively Northmen who are invading South, and they serve dark gods. It's kind of Conan the Barbarian-esque, more so than in some of the other settings where and they live in hell and they are all becoming demons, and they occasionally fly out of the time hole and brutally murder people, which I think is cool stuff. But I really like the thing, and I like the idea of and there are hordes of beastmen, and there are chaos hounds and ogres and deformed trolls and twisted giants and all that good stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I want to do those. But no, Bretonians. I'm working on the Bretonians at the moment. From that point of view, I've done some unboxing recently, not published yet, so I can't tell you what it is, but there is some unboxing coming up, which was fun. And I've got games that I've got coming up that will be battle reports on the channel. My next 2 games that I've got scheduled in for May are both Heresy games. Taking my Mechanicum out for another couple of spins. Did have some Heresy planned for earlier in the year, but real life got in the way, and both those games ended up being shifted, and they'd be shifted to May. Part of me is tempted to try and paint up some more Mechanicum ready, but I don't think I'm going to, for a number of reasons. One, I'm mid Pegasi, and I've not got a very long time to actually do the painting, and I'm less inclined towards pushing on the Heresy because Heresy 3 is maybe a thing, and I'm more inclined to wait and see what that shapes up to look like before I paint models, build units that may not exist or may need to be changed. So I'm keeping that. I feel less drive towards that than I do towards the old world, because loving the old world. Finishing off the Siege of Excelsis, and I have played quite a bit of, brace yourselves, 10th Ed 40k. I took my my Orthwy Eldar out for several spins a couple of weeks ago, but that was very much to do with the thing. Crimson, do you want to tell them about the thing?
Just while I've just seen a message on Discord to me. I think we've got Matt P in the house. I'm sure he's around. No, he's not come back to me with any lost property. Ed, he's not said anything, and I have been in contact with him. I only spoke to him yesterday. I mean, I will specifically ask if there's anything. If you want to send me a message and tell me what it is, then I will specifically ask. But the only lost property that we knew that we'd got was from Crimson Ribbon, wasn't it? It was the little dude guy.
Yeah, it was a plague priest, and I'm not convinced that was one of our guys.
Ours. I think we would know if it was.
I think there's been some confusion going on there.
But no, not as far as I know. But as I say, if it is anything specific, I'm happy to ask him. Yeah, because I am in contact with him quite a lot. So yeah.
So
Sorry about that.
Do you want to tell everyone about the thing?
The thing?
The thing.
What was the thing?
The
past thing or
the past thing? The thing that we did that was ace.
Okay, there's a few things in the pipeline, things, but yeah, what we did. Oh, we did an absolutely amazing Crimson Mandeville. Yeah, at tabletop events, who were amazing hosts. They were absolutely fantastic. Everything we needed, we got. And yeah, they were very attentive down there, and I would recommend them to anybody really. Tabletop events, they're great. They've had a new change around, they've had a new way of thinking at tabletop events, and it all seems to be going very, very well. They've got a room now that they hire out for parties and things. So yeah, they're doing fantastic strides forward.
Why were we there?
But we were there because we had an event that was a narrative event, and it was 40k. And we had some of the loveliest players in the world at our event. It went swimmingly, didn't it? Everybody had a good time. I've not had anything negative come from it. There were no negativity on the day. Everybody just got on with it, and it was amazing. There was new people that we'd never met before, and people, some familiar faces, which balanced it out a little bit for us. It was quite, we've not done anything for quite a while, so it was quite we were quite nervous about it, but it seemed to go really well. So yeah, you can probably talk about the ins and outs of it better than me, but yeah, we just wanted to say thank you to everybody that booked a ticket. They booked a ticket, they paid for a ticket, and that was it. It was that easy. The easiest one I've done, really. And we did have one person drop out, but for genuine reasons. But then he came on the day just to see us and say, how was it all going? And that was really nice as well. So yeah, a great day was had. Well, great 2 days, because it was over a weekend. We had someone come from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
It's Portsburg, I think. Is it
Pittsburgh? It is Pittsburgh.
Is it? I thought it was PO, not PI. But anyway, came all the way from there just to see us, just to play, just to be at the event, which was amazing. And we went out for a curry, which we don't normally do we? But we went out for a curry on the Saturday night, and it was so nice, very relaxing, very good. And the game was, everybody was laughing. Never heard as much laughter. It was very good.
Yeah, well, there were quite a few random things going on, which was quite interesting. It was a battle between the Imperium and Orcs and Necrons in an area of space where time and reality, let's say, was on the blink. I won't go into all the ins and outs, but basically there were random things happened during games. In the first day, they were fighting in an asteroid belt, and each game they had to roll on what's the characteristics of the asteroid. Is it high gravity, low gravity? Is it corrosive atmosphere? Is it thin atmosphere, etc.? Whatever they rolled on, depending on the game, there were special rules that applied to the game. And then there was what's the Mandeville doing, and that was the thing that was causing all of the time and reality anomalies. There was all sorts of really weird stuff. And one of the things that was really quite cool from my perspective is because on the day we ended up with uneven numbers of players, I got to play. So I played my Ulthwee. So I played 5 games with my Ulthwee. And one of the things that really stuck in my mind was one of the games I played. I was playing with my Ulthwee. I was playing against Imperial Guard. It was a really fun game. And we had, one of the rules we had was time was unstable. And every time a unit was destroyed, we would roll the dice. And on the roll of a 6, that unit went into reserve and arrived. The one that was destroyed went into reserve and arrived the following turn and did not count as being destroyed for victory point purposes. So if that would happen, you had to kill it twice. And I was holding an objective with, I think it was my Falcon, and the Sentinel come around the corner, shot it with its last cannon, with its hunter killer missile, missed the last cannon, took loads of damage with its hunter killer missile. I then blew it up. Then time shifted. The Sentinel reappeared, fired the same hunter killer missile at the Falcon, because it had been dragged and dropped from time from before the battle to during the battle, even though it had already been in the battle and been destroyed, and blew it up with the same hunter killer missile twice. And that was a points swing, and that made the difference for the game. And the way that the random rules were interacting with the game and causing such random stuff was fantastic. I had in my first game, I was playing against Grey Knights. That was lots of fun. And we rolled Psychic Backlash as the random event. And so all of our psychic abilities were hazardous. So all three full of psychers, Grey Knights full of psychers. We were dying in droves every time we tried to do anything. And in the end, we were resorting to shuriken and bolters to try and finish each other off, which was great fun. So I really enjoyed that, and it was nice to play. It was nice to play. It was a nice atmosphere, and we also had we set the event up so that people could play any faction, and a lot of people played Chaos, and the overarching plot campaign was around Imperium and Necrons and Orcs, but the Chaos players had secret missions from the despoiler, and so each mission, their goal wasn't to actually achieve a win as such. They had a specific goal, and it was things like to acquire material for the ongoing Black Crusade, because this was a fleet that was away from the rest of the main fleet, or to sow terror in the enemy ranks, or to capture Gene Seed from Astartes. And so, depending on what mission they drew, they had to try and achieve that. The terror one was quite interesting, because what they had to do to win was to destroy enemy units that were already battle shocked. So there was a lot of getting a unit battle shocked but not destroying it, then finishing it off. There were others around. There was one about Infection, where this was specifically for Death Guard. They had to wound an enemy unit in melee, but then that unit had to survive till the rest of the game in order to then take away a dormant plague to spread through the Imperial lines. And that was fun. That was fun too. So really enjoyed that. Matt P, member for 54 months. What a great weekend. Some really fun games, and the random effects were hilarious. Can't wait for the next Crimson event. Thanks, Matt.
Oh, thanks, Matt. We have news on that as well.
Oh, well, take it away.
I need to find my diary. So just cover for me.
Cover for you. Okay.
I just need to find it so I don't give you any duff information.
Still no sponsorship deal. Diet Coke.
I have it.
Oh,
Go on.
I was
Gosh. Just wheeled into you there. Sorry.
I was about to fill some more.
Ran you over.
I can see that you are all diaried and ready.
I am diaried and ready. So before I left tabletop events, again, big shout out tabletop events, love them there. We agreed some more dates. So these are dates that just for I'm going to put them on Discord, but just for your diary, really, because I think one of the main things is arranging real life around. Real life, the stuff that really counts around everything else. So
get your priorities sorted out.
Just randomly, just before I put them on Discord, this is hot off the press. We've got the 15th. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Well, you wouldn't, because you were just a player.
I know.
You were demoted. Down.
I'll write this down whilst you're saying. I'm going to put them in the diary.
You were a wonderful player. You were the noisiest player. November 15th and 16th. That's November. Are you putting them in your diary?
Yeah.
15th and 16th. And you might not be invited yet. How do you know? I'm joking, Koshwa. Couldn't be without you. And then we've put in February 21st and 22nd. Now, they did offer me the 14th of February, but I thought, relationships can sometimes be on the edge when you guys are coming away for the weekend anyway. So not on Valentine's Day. So that's Friday the 21st and 22nd. And in May, we've got the 16th and 17th of May. So that's 2026. So we've got November, February, and May. I'm going to put them all on Discord and send them out to all the guys that came as well, that may not be on Discord. Now, these might not be 2-day events. They might just be 1-day events, but just to save the date in your diary, that's when they are. So just so that you've got them. I'm also going to put a bit of a poll on there as well about what everybody would like to play, because there's different things. Obviously, there's AOS, there's 40k that we've just done, there's Horus Heresy, and we've got Old World. We've got Old World as well, which is a possibility. Ralph.
There seem to be lots of. Hi, Ralph.
Hi, Ralph.
There seems to be lots of interest in Old World. I was all the ones. Old World and 40k seem to get the most interest. On the day.
They did on the day. Yeah. So we are gonna put it out there, and then I guess we could do it in a. So we've just done 40k, but we could do another 40k, but we could equally just do the most popular one first, followed by the next one, followed by the next one. If nobody votes for a particular one, we could do another 40k. So we're very open.
What people are interested in, really.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, really, they are for you.
We want to have some fun days.
And if you've kind of said which you'd like to do, then that is great for us. So yes, I'm going to put some polls on there. So look out for those. We're not sure what they're going to be called. Depends what they are.
I think they are the dates. I think it's a fair bet that it will have the word Crimson in it.
As Crimson Events is I would imagine.
You can probably put money on that.
But we went.
If we bet money against that, and then we named it something different, would that be insider trading?
That would have worked. Had you not have said that then?
Shit.
Yeah. Think on your feet. So Crimson's always
sat on my arse. I can't think on my feet.
Bottom. Don't you get us into trouble saying the A word?
Saying the A word. Accrington.
So we.
No offense to anyone Accrington. It was the first A name that came to mind.
We've always done red, Crimson Ribbon, Crimson Mandeville, but we went green, didn't we? And everybody got green. Yeah. Everybody got green things. So green files, green pens.
You did have one a little info
pack. A little pack. Yeah, green books. Cool. Yeah. So it was quite good. Well, and obviously there was cake, there was sweets, there was the usual Accrington Stanley. Yeah, there's was all the usual treats and things. So, but yeah, it was great.
It's the old milk advert.
I know it is.
Yes, yes. For those whippersnappers amongst us, there was an advert for milk on British television when I was growing up, and the two boys have come in from playing association football, and one of them's drinking milk, and he's going, the other one goes, "Milk? Why are you drinking that?" He says, "My coach said when I grow up, if I didn't drink lots of milk, I'd only be good enough to play for Accrington Stanley." The other one goes, "Accrington Stanley? Who were they?" Yes, exactly. I don't know if it was just a local advert being a Scouser myself. It might have been a national one. But you might have come over for a visit and seen it, and it had a strong impression on you.
Ralph says very much enjoyed the event, even if I kept blowing up my custodies. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I had to say the explosive atmosphere was the best way of killing custodies I found. My guns and my psychic powers did nothing. I just held some bodies out in front of them to get them to shoot at me, and they started falling over dying. It was sweet.
Ah. And it was good to get a game against those pesky Eldars. Yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of I kind of jigged it around so that everybody played different people on different tables. We had a couple of gaps, so we did have to quickly fill it in. But yeah, we tried to make it as varied as possible, didn't we? And
we had this cunning plan where if one person dropped out, we could just slot me in and everything would still work, because we planned out who would work on what tables and what days. But three people
didn't work out as we
thought. And so there was lots of metaphorical tipexing and repenning and
there was a lot of sticker sticking.
It was sticky, yeah,
over the top. Yeah,
the page was about half-inch thick by the end of the weekend.
It was, yeah, and I have kept it for nostalgia.
Purposes.
But yes, it was. And all the guys there as well, just to say a massive thank you to you, because it did start to unfold a little bit regarding who you were playing and what tables you were playing on, but everybody were just so like.
There was one pair who ended up playing each other twice, which
only
was
just the one, only just the one. So, but everybody were like, "Oh, we'll go on this table, we'll go on that table," and nobody sort of cared. It were really nice that everybody helped with that, because things like that you can't always stop happening. So, but everything else went to plan.
You've got to expect the unexpected. You've got to be able to pivot and react like several ninjas.
David
Liggett who is from Liverpool also. Thank the Emperor.
So yes, so it was really good. So they're the dates for the new ones. As I say, we will pop them into Discord, and we have sort of found a way of making them a little bit less painful on the old brain before, haven't we?
Well,
we've got a bit of a plan now, so
the
they should be a
third
bit
one
easier
we've
to plan.
done, and
fourth including the Pole Fest, but yeah.
Well, the Pole Fest doesn't. From my perspective, that's getting people in a room and they play their own games.
Yeah.
And that was community organised, and you picked that up because the person who was organising it dropped out, and that wasn't one that we had ever intended on
no,
running.
but we didn't want to let everyone down,
indeed.
Did we? So we,
But then it was a third narrative event, and we'd learned more from each one, and it felt pretty good. This one, it was
very organised.
It was very organised. Everyone there was a great atmosphere, and lots of fun was had, and lots and lots and lots of things died,
and lots of cake was eaten, and curry, and food, and sweets, and we're in a food coma. So yeah, that's all we did. Played, ate, and laughed.
Sorry, I was just thinking about the food.
So yes, so they're the dates for your diary. You can obviously we're going to come back to you with where is going to be tabletop events. I'm thinking because it's just
Well, that's the
we're
venue
thinking-
you've booked on
that's
those
the
dates,
venue
isn't
I've
it?
booked. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
venue I've booked on those dates, and it did seem quite easy for the guys to get hotels and things around there, the ones that stayed. So I think that's probably and I'm not saying that we wouldn't go away from tabletop events for another event that was maybe a little bit closer to other people, but just at this moment in time, that's what I've booked. Yeah, that's what I've booked. If anybody wanted to book and wanted some advice, there's loads and loads of information in my information pack that I can send out that is even down to times of the trains and all of that stuff I can get for you. So
I think Mick, you possibly meant spiritual home rather than a spiritual hole.
Home, yeah.
There are many meanings that could be applied to that.
But I totally agree, mate.
None of them savoury.
Totally agree. It has, and we've gone away from it only on the one occasion. We've gone away from it and we've gone back again, and it really worked, didn't it? So there were some young guys in the room as well that were playing on the table.
The most important thing, they had new toilets. It didn't feel like being in a demilitarized zone if you needed a wee.
They did have new toilets. They had new toilets. They had new crockery. They had new knives and forks.
Cutlery.
And new toilets and new toilets and new toilets. Although I thought the toilets were fab, anyone any taller than me, which is most people, the knees touch the door.
Narrow!
But I never found a problem.
Narrow!
Anybody who knows me knows that I'm quite short, and so I didn't have a problem. But the taller ones of us
Narrow!
were sat with their knees against the door.
But no tetanus.
And no stinky smells. Yeah.
No
massive
tetanus.
improvement,
Yeah.
Matt. Well,
Anyway,
Matt,
yes.
I totally agree. Massive improvement. Clean and new.
Having brought up the toilets, I now regret it and hope we can move on to another subject pretty quickly.
Let's move on.
To what,
Right.
though?
Okay, we've not got any questions. I'm just going to check. Did you bang your head? Oh my gosh. You see, I don't have any of those problems, Matt.
I couldn't stand up straight because my belly and the door were getting in the way of each other.
You had to lean.
I had to inhale and brace.
Oh my gosh. I didn't realise any of that was going on. Oh dear. I'm just looking on Discord to see if we've got any questions on there. I'll miss the post office telephone exchange feeling. Kev, it were more like you take your life in your hands when you went in those toilets, didn't you? And I didn't used to wash my hands in the toilets just in case I got more germs.
Well, I'd always use the sink.
What, to wee in?
To wash my hands.
Oh, right.
I always feel I will end up with cleaner hands if I use the sink than if I use the toilet to wash my hands.
I came out and used the sink because, oh no, creepy, smelly, horrible. But new toilets, new room, which is probably just the old room being revamped.
No,
but
what
the
used
new
to
room
be a
is
separate
gorgeous.
company. Used to be a separate company.
It's really nice, and there was a young lad's birthday party going on in there. And I took them through some sweets and cake and stuff. But that was going on in there, and they were really happy. 13 years old he was. And he was having a personal tuition from Ed, which is really cute. And then they went on to painting. So yes, if you've got any kids that want something like that, then that is the place to be. It's really cheap. £5 a head in there.
Yeah, I imagine he's going to put that up.
Well, they're just testing it out, so they've got it at a cheaper price.
I certainly would put that up. If it were
I told
me.
him that.
Yeah.
He took me to the supermarket and we had a chat.
Okay.
Yes, about the pricing. But yeah, it's just £5 in there. There were a lot of very happy parents. Yeah, unless you made it a weekend, Kev. It is a bit far away for you, but unless you made it into a weekend and did it like that, I don't know. They are great in there.
Yeah. Sorry, my brain's gone back to Bimble.
Who?
I'm trying to think of anything.
So yes, so that is what we've been doing recently. And yeah, we did kill a small rainforest in order to do it.
I came back, I assembled some Eldar.
There you go.
I haven't painted them yet, though.
Oh.
I assembled them, but I'm busy painting Pegasi and peasants. So,
what's everybody else painting, by the way? Is anybody else painting anything? Yeah, bring him to an event, Mick. That's a really good idea. Kev's nephew, bring him to an event. Bring him to the November one or the February, May one. Bring him to one of those. Yeah, that'd be quite good. So what's everybody else painting at the minute? Everybody who did Crimson Mandeville has obviously finished painting for that now. There was a massive paint surge, if that's the right word.
Paint surge.
Paint surge.
Matt P's just finished painting his Vanzar gang for Necromunda.
I have to say, there were some amazing armies painted beautifully. And I think I did put them on at Discord. I'm sure I did in the Crimson Mandeville bit, but honestly, some breathtaking stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have, when Necromunda first came out in the mid-90s, I used to have a Vansar t-shirt.
Did you?
I did. And it had a sort of skull in the middle and then little sort of hook things around the outside.
A Vansar t-shirt.
Yeah.
What's one of them?
Vansar are one of the gangs. It's a bit like saying like Daughters of Cain or Fire Slayers. It's one of the factions you can play.
Big Bad Peter Gaming.
Hi! I'm painting some Crimson Fists. Nice. The distant progeny of Dawn with the red hand. Nice.
It's all this talk about the Crimson event. It's spurred him on.
Yeah. Crimson Fist, absolutely. So, whoop whoop dubstep whoop whoop.
Who's
whoop.
that? That's really cool. Moog, is that you?
Know.
Moog, have you changed your name again?
If it is, he set up another account.
Oh.
Doing a dwarf army for Old World. Done 64, 100 left to go. OMG!
Right,
lots of tiny little legs and beards.
So you'll be voting for.
Well, we don't know where Mr. or Ms. Wub Wub Dubstep Wub 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 is, whether they are close enough to want to come to the event or event are their thing.
Close enough. If someone can come from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, someone can come from closer than that.
Closer than that. Well, maybe, yes.
Matt P is just getting started with some Warriors of Chaos.
Okay. Oh, I'm
were you? Sorry,
Mr. Frost. I apologise for the inevitable mispronunciation. Trying to paint some Emperor's Children, Noise Marines, and Lucius. Lovely models.
Are they?
Yeah. But not going too well with 2 broken ribs.
Oh no, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, what do you mean? It's fighting? Fighting, but it's been fighting.
No, I imagine he painted some miniatures and there was a gust of wind and they would have dropped them, but he contorted himself as he fell to keep the miniatures safe and sacrificed his ribs.
No. Are they his ribs?
Whose ribs did you break? Are these
prison?
Or it could be a takeaway. He's broken 2 of his ribs.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hope you feel better soon. Hope your ribs heal.
Yeah, tell us about your ribs. if you can type one hand.
Matt P, just getting started with Warriors of Chaos for the old world, dipping my toe into that by jumping in with both feet.
That can only mean one thing. Disaster.
Yes. Don't jump on any of your minis with both feet, especially not if they're second ed Gretchen in 40k, because
ambulance on standby.
Ouchie. Good idea, Mick. Would boost our numbers, though. 5 nephews. Kevin saying, yes, 5 nephews, so he'd be skinned.
Ooh, 5 nephews.
Yes.
Get a minibus.
Get a
minibus.
It's possibly the cost of the tickets for 5.
I'm sure we could work something out if somebody wanted 5.
Buy 4, get 1 full price.
And also, if people don't come to play and come to observe and watch, that's free. So if somebody come, it could just bring 2 nephews that are playing, and the rest might just be watching and soaking up the atmos. So yes, Crimson.
Yes, Crimson.
Okay then. Go on then. Read that one. I can tell you were reading it. Did something stupid at work. Oh, I did something stupid at work. Oh
dear.
4 weeks at home. Oh, trouble using right arm. Are you having physio? That's me. Are you having physio, Mr. Frost?
Stretch a bit as the bones are grinding together.
No. I mean for the arm, because if you're having trouble using your right arm, don't leave that, because it'll seize up.
She knows what she's talking about.
It will seize up. You must go and see somebody, which I'm sure you are seeing somebody, but don't let that get any worse. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, they are horrific. I totally agree. Kev's a cool uncle. Thanks to 40k. Bring them all. Minibus. Get bigger minibus than you need and sleep in it. What do you think?
I try not to.
I think that's a good idea. Anyway. Okay, do we have any more questions?
I would say my mental capacity has degraded since we started, but it was a pretty low bar to begin with tonight. Bimbles.
Yeah, it's because it's busy at work, isn't it?
It's incredibly busy at work. It has consumed my brain like a milling corn of pepper, grinding it in tiny little bits and sprinkling on scrambled eggs.
Yeah, doctors told him to move around and not do anything that hurts. Well, that's just about nothing then with broken ribs, because everything, even breathing, hurts with broken ribs. So, physio. physio. Does anybody know of any more events that are happening before November? Is anybody else involved in any events that are going on, or arranging any events that we can give a shout out to? Maybe. What's LOTR?
Will you play Lord of the Rings on the channel?
Oh.
Unlikely.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, GW do a Lord of the Rings battle game. It's meant to be very good, but it is another 10 armies to collect.
Oh my! Big Bad Peter. That's not even funny. There's no room for the ones he's got. Its quick answer is no.
It's so true.
Long answer is no.
Well, it's unlikely. It's unlikely. The thing that is most likely to happen, which is totally random, but still not likely to happen. But a group of my friends have started playing Burrows and Badgers, which is a little bit like Necromunda, but all the creatures are animals. And the guys are having a lot of fun with that. It is entirely conceived. They're talking about arranging a Burrows and Badgers Day. If I end up going to that, it's possible. There's a whole bunch of games that we play with some of my oldest friends, not elder friends. We play Guild Ball quite a bit. I did quite a bit of Infinity. They do a lot more now. I've stopped playing that, but we've explored lots of different games, and it's more likely to be something niche with just a few minis if I were to try playing something else.
Sorcerer Dave says they're very cheap compared to Warhammer, and the armies are much smaller as well. So that's a plus.
No, it is inferior plus, but you're talking about a person who had a Drakari army that was
Drakari army
that was for Yennari, a Yennari Drakari army, and then decided he wanted to do a proper Drakari army, and the witches looked identical except their hair was a slightly darker shade of blue, and this guy collected a whole new army because the ones he already had were the wrong shade of blue. So I am not likely to stick to small armies. I get weird ideas in my head and I just do things. So I'm not falling into that trap. The armies are smaller. Yeah, they might be smaller, but okay, I need to have at least 80 Urukai, otherwise it doesn't feel like an Urukai horde. Yes.
The armies are smaller, your mind immediately goes to, so we can have
more.
We can have more.
I can get everyone. Everyone.
Hello Wolf says, I love your heresy stuff. I do hear Burrows and Badgers is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I hear
sounds
that.
Dodgy to me.
Burrows and Badgers.
Definitely sounds dodgy. Are you sure it's real? Next time you tell me you're going to go and play
Burrows and Badgers.
Burrows and Badgers with Greg, I'll be what?
You can ask Greg to see his Burrows and Badgers on Saturday.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm all right, thank you. I'm all right. Oh, dear.
At least it's not weasels.
Oh, dear. Have you read that book, That's Not My Badger?
No.
It's a children's book, That's Not My Badger. It's real. It's real. Look it up. But it's reminding me of It's Not My Badger. Collecting trains and tanks and planes. What, like real ones?
I think he means Airfix kits.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of room. It's a lot of room.
They're big. I used to have those when I was little. I used to hang them from the ceiling.
Surprise me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's because you had no room in your bedroom. That's what we're going to be doing in the lockup soon.
No, it's
hanging stuff from the ceiling.
It's because they used to fly. But the thing is, though, I'd build them with the landing gear down, but then hang them from the ceiling, and they looked silly.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Don't believe it.
Yeah, it's true. However unlikely you might think it is, it's true.
I don't know whether you guys can see the same thing as me, but I'm just looking at 3 thumbs up, and one of them's mine. If anybody could press the thumbs up.
What?
Thumbs up.
Oh, right. I can see 12.
You can see 12. Why can you see 12?
I can see 12.
Oh, thanks, guys.
13.
Oh, 13. There we go. A real tank. Has anyone ever driven a tank? Do you drive a tank?
Soldiers.
Do you drive a tank? I know.
I would say so. I know. I can think of 2 people who might have probably driven a tank.
Thanks, Mick. It's me. I'm behind. Funnily enough. 3 people who've driven a tank. Yeah. Yeah.
I've driven a Peugeot 107.
That thinks it's a tank. It's got little car syndrome. Thinks it's a tank.
Well, it feels as much bigger because when I sit inside it, the scale just it's like an anti-TARDIS. It breaks reality and stuff. Yeah.
So there's an event going on. Did you see the event that's going on? I think Mick said there's an event going on. Wargaming Garage has an event, a narrative event in August.
Right.
Sounds good.
Kev was dressed as a Roman at the time. Well, that might just be a nice sharp suit or some kind of smock. Do you mean
dressed as a Roman driving a tank?
Do you mean a Holy Roman Empire person, or just someone from Rome? Because it's not so easy to tell contemporarily what Romans look like.
A Roman in a tank. Don't ask.
It's like I heard on the radio the other day. Someone said, "Oh, pineapples grew in medieval times," and the person said, "Yeah, they did. They did. They might not have grown here, but they grew in the Middle Ages." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I suppose the Middle Ages did happen all over the world, so pineapples were growing." Yeah.
He lives in a pineapple under the sea.
Who the hell's that?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, the soldier at the time, Hadrian's Wall still there. So a soldier from any time in the last 1,500 years, give or take, a couple of centuries. I mean, do you mean when it was built? Because that's different.
Did we answer the questions that are on Discord about with the 4 Chaos God affiliated traitor legions? Did you answer that one that was on Discord?
Yeah.
You did? Oh, that's all right then. So what are your hobby goals for this year?
I answered that one.
You answered that one.
Yeah.
Have they changed?
No.
All right then.
Well, have they changed? I mean, I am itching to do Warriors of Chaos, but I'm also itching to finish with Bretonians. So
you're just generally itching.
I mean, I need the ointment. Makes perfect sense, Kev. Gotcha.
All right, okay then. Okay. Right, I have exhausted all questions.
Okay,
I just
well,
want to double check. That was it.
In which case, I'm going to kick off the thank yous then. Thanks, Crimson.
Oh, you're welcome.
Without Crimson, none of this would happen because brain.
Okay, so we've got they're not super chats, are they? Membership
chats, yeah.
Membership chats, yeah. Kevin, 53 months. He used his 53 months membership. 53 months.
53 months.
Oh my gosh. And Matt P, 54 months. As well as Moog, both 54 months. And Big Bad Peter donated 1 channel membership to Cream. Very good. Big Bad Peter, 39 months. So yeah, thank you for that. It just seems like forever ago, doesn't it? And
I think Mick's just tried to use his membership chat, but not written anything.
Oh.
So.
Well, he meant to write that he loves me because he does. So yeah, so he just meant to put I love Crimson on that. That was it. So just obviously looking for the heart shape.
I think that's easy to infer.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it, definitely.
Yeah.
So can you stop doing that, please?
Stop crowding
me out of the way.
Stop crowding me.
I've got the littlest part of the table. Seriously.
You got half of it.
I haven't.
Get that tape measure.
53 months chat from Mick. So yeah, so when we do put out the tickets, oh, love you too, Mick. So when we do put out the when we do start selling the tickets, it'd be really, really great if we could get some of the old gang together as well. We really missed the people, and I understand that not everybody can attend. But if there's dates that are a little bit more preferable and we can jiggle the dates around, I'm sure Ed'd not mind. But it'd be great to see some of the old crew back and introduce you to some of the new ones. It'd be lovely, wouldn't it? So I will be on there to tell you the news.
To do the stuff.
To do the voting poll.
To do the stuff and the things.
Yes, absolutely.
And on that note,
we will see you on the next
first Thursday of June. First Thursday of June.
Oh God, I sound like me nana, and it's rushing through.
Flaming June.
Flaming June. Yeah,
Right.
I've had my shorts on all day today as well, and it's been freezing.
It's been
Anyway,
mild May.
Anyway, yeah, nice to speak to you as well, Kev. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in, folks, and we will see you in the next one. Say bye, Crimson.
Bye, Crimson.
Bye. Bye. How'd you turn it off then?